Hello everyone! Welcome to our instructional video. Last time we introduced our new product, Nebula 4100, about its unboxing, balancing, and functions. Today we'd like to tell you about the Assistant app of Nebula 4100. Through the Assistant app, you can change the default parameters of the gimbal. Now let's take a look at the Assistant app for Android. First of all, please scan the following QR code on screen or in the user manual, and download the Assistant app for Android. After download is finished, please install the app on your phone. Then open the app, and you will see the user interface. There is a monitoring button. Select to monitor the status of your gimbal while using. The button on the left is the menu button. Please click to open the menu. Today we'd like to introduce three main settings in detail: the gimbal settings, the follow mode, and the RC settings. Please follow the instructions closely and don't change the other options. Improper operation may cause damage or failure. About connection. Please turn on the Bluetooth on your phone. Then turn on the Nebula 4100. Searching your Nebula 4100 on the phone. Then enter the password 2222. Select OK, and it will automatically connect. Next, please open the Assistant app. Click the menu button, select Settings, and then select Bluetooth. Choose Nebula, and return to the menu. Turn on the Connect, and the Assistant app will automatically connect to your gimbal. Connection is complete after the gimbal ID shows on the screen. Previously, we introduced the three modes of Nebula 4100. The follow mode, the semi-lock mode, and the lock mode. If you want to change the parameters, please select the mode you need to adjust before changing. Open the Assistant app, open the menu, select Profile option. You may see there are 5 options from Profile 1 to Profile 5. Profile 1 corresponds to follow mode. Profile 2 corresponds to semi-lock mode. Profile 3 corresponds to lock mode. Profile 4 and Profile 5 are for custom modes. Before setting, please choose the mode needed. Now we select the Profile 1 option as an example. After the alert tone, switching is complete and we may start setting. The gimbal settings. Open the menu and click Gimbal Settings. There are three parts of this interface: the PID controller, the motor configuration, and the sensor. PID regulates parameters for all axes. There are three values you may change: P value, I value, and D value. These correspond to the roll axis, the pitch axis, and the yaw axis. Please select the value you need to change and drag to change the value. Select OK to save the settings. After the alert tone, setting is complete. P-value describes the power of disturbance response. A higher value means a stronger reaction to external disturbance. If the p-value is too high, oscillations of the axis will occur. If the p-value is less than 18, you may experience jerking while shooting. The I value changes the speed at which the gimbal moves to incoming RC commands, and to move the gimbal back to neutral. Low values result in a slow and smooth reaction to RC commands and to getting back to neutral. Increase this value to speed up the movement, but this may cause jerking of the gimbal. The default value is obtained after testing. It is recommended to not change this value. The D value reduces the reaction speed. This value helps to remove low-frequency oscillations. A D value that is too high may cause high-frequency oscillations and cause the gimbal to hum. But if D value is too low, this may cause jerking in angular movement. The motor configuration controls the physical characteristics of all axes. Roll, pitch, yaw each correspond to the roll axis, the pitch axis, and the yaw axis. And there is only one value that you may need to change: power. Power value controls the maximum voltage supplied to the motors. A higher value increases the payload of your gimbal. Please choose this parameter according to the weight of your camera. Raise the values of pitch and roll by 20 if the camera weighs more than 800 grams, 1 pound 12 ounces. If the camera weighs less than 300 grams, 10.5 ounces, reduce the value of pitch and roll by 20. There is no need to change the value of yaw. The last part is the sensor. Previously, we introduced how to calibrate the gimbal. If the gimbal still shows horizontal deflection deviation when you turn on the gimbal after balancing, you need to calibrate the gimbal. Nebula 4100 has a built-in double IMU sensor, so that you have to calibrate each of them. Hold down the mode button to stop gimbal's operation for fine-tuning and review. Please find the two sensors options at the bottom of the basic settings. At first, let's calibrate the gyro accelerator. Please square up the gimbal, then select Calibrate ACC. After the alert tone, the gimbal starts calibrating. Please make sure to hold down the gimbal while calibrating. After the beep sound, calibration is complete. Next, let's calibrate the gyro sensor. Please select Calibrate Gyro. After the alert tone, gimbal starts calibrating. Please make sure to hold down the gimbal while calibrating. After the beep sound, calibration is complete. Next, please select Camera IMU and select Frame IMU to calibrate the Frame IMU. Square up the gimbal and select Calibrate ACC. After the alert tone, gimbal starts calibrating. Please make sure to hold down the gimbal while calibrating. After the beep sound, calibrate the gyro sensor. Please select Calibrate Gyro. After the alert tone, gimbal starts calibrating. Please make sure to hold down the gimbal while calibrating. After the beep sound, calibration is complete. Now you may hold down the mode button on the gimbal to continue working. Now let's take a look at the follow interface. Please select Follow Mode in the menu. There are settings related to this special mode of the camera control when it follows the frame, such as the deadband in degrees. While under the follow mode, the gimbal will follow your movements only when the tilt angle is greater than the value you set, and the value is in the range where the rotation of an outer frame does not affect the camera. If the value is too low, the gimbal will not follow your movements. The higher the value is, the bigger the range, and the tilt angle increases to make the gimbal follow your movements while using. The lower the value is, the smaller the range, and also the gimbal will follow your movement quicker. The expo curve controls the damping of the deadband in degrees. The higher the value is, the slower and smoother that the gimbal follows. The lower the value is, the faster but rigidly that gimbal follows. Speed controls the speed of the camera rotation, and we take the yaw axis as an example. You may see that the higher the value is, the quicker the rotation of the motor. Please do not set greater values that the motors cannot handle. The lower the value is, you can see the slower rotation of the motor. LPF controls the low-pass filter applied to the speed control to make it smoother under the follow mode. If this value is set high, fast movements of the handle will be smoothed. If this value is set low, smooth movements of the handle will speed up. Offset is a setting that allows you to properly configure the exact initial position of the gimbal, and there is no need to adjust. The last subject is the RC settings. Please select RC settings in the menu. It provides very flexible configuration of the Nebula 4100's joystick by adjusting speed and LPF. There are RC roll, RC pitch, and RC yaw options found at the bottom of the interface. As the joystick only controls the pitch axis and the yaw axis, you should only change the RC pitch and RC yaw. The two options we need to set are the LPF and the speed. Speed controls the moving speed through remote control. The higher the value, the quicker the moving through remote control. The lower the value, the slower the moving through remote control. LPF controls the signal low-pass filtering. The lower the value, the reaction to stick commands is rigid. The higher the value, the reaction to stick commands is smoother. It is recommended to set the LPF value higher when the speed value is high. This is today's instructional video. While using the Assistant app, please follow the instructions closely. It is recommended that you do not update or modify the firmware without our instruction. If you have any technical questions or advice, you are welcome to contact our support team. Filmpower assumes no liability for damages or failure incurred directly or indirectly from the improper operation.